Monday Night Football and Tommy Devito, and it's just carrying over. The Devito fever is real. Tommy Cutlass is real.
Walking this bitch like, hey, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey.
What's going on, guys? This is Justin Pugh. Welcome back to Net Worth. It's kind of been a long week. I feel like it's been a while since I talked to you guys. The whole bye week situation and, a longer than usual week playing Monday Night Football. So it is good to be back. It is good to be talking the business of sports. And we have a great episode for you guys today. First off, I want to thank JC Treader, our guest last week, for coming on. Super informative episode about the NFLPA. If you don't remember anything, remember 48.23%, because every NFL player, that's what you're making on every dollar that is made by the NFL. Talking business of football, talking the turf versus the grass debate, fantasy football, gambling, all the things you want to know about and how the business of the game is played out and health and safety of players. So go check out that episode if you haven't. It is a must watch for all players and fans. Okay, guys, our goal is to get to 2,000 subscribers. We're on our way there. We're inching closer and closer every week. We are going to be doing a giveaway, so pay attention. There's going to be, the winners are going to be announced, and we're going to do a giveaway once we get to 2,000. Keep growing this game, keep growing this content, keep growing this brand. I need you guys to keep subscribing, commenting, getting involved in the community, because that's what allows me to grow this brand and keep bringing on new people and new resources. Let's jump into what's happening this week. And we, of course, can't start the show without the Shohei Ohtani contract debate. Now, I posted something about this online, talking about taxes. I was a little bit off. Shout out to Brady Quinn for correcting me. But Shohei signed a $700 million deal, 10-year deal. It just came out today that he is deferring, putting off until 2034. He's deferring all of the dollars. $680 million of the contract is getting deferred. He'll be making $2 million a year. He will be the 7th highest paid player on the Dodgers. And it is one of the craziest things I have ever seen in my lifetime. Now, there is a provision in the MLBPA CBA that says that they can defer contracts. You look at some of the deferred contracts that we have out there. Bobby Bonilla is one that rings a bell. But Shohei is going to put off making $680 million for 10 more years. So he will make those dollars from 2034 until 2043. A lot of people are going back and forth on if this is a good deal, if it's a bad deal. Is this legal? Well, yes, it is legal. It is in the MLB CBA. So we definitely can do it. Now, I don't know if the commissioner will step in and be like, hey, we're taking this too far. Now, is this a good deal for Shohei? And that's what I'm really worried about. Now, I talked about not paying taxes in California and how he could pay potentially anywhere from 45 to somewhere between $91 and $45 million in taxes to California at 13.3%. The state income tax rate will go up to 14%, so it's just going to keep going up while he's there. There's certain other things like Medicare and different other. There's a wealth tax in California. But what I found out when he defers, and if he moves out of California after 10 years and he's retired from baseball, that he will be able to, depending on how things are structured at the time, everything can change. He will be able to avoid that state income tax. Now, California, I'm sure, will be coming after him. They will want their money, but it looks like it was a brilliant move by Shohei's team. Here is my next question, though. Bobby Bonilla had interest on his deferred money, so he was gaining interest on it. Shohei will not have any accrued interest. At $18 million a year over 10 years, he's giving away upwards of $185 million over the course of that contract. Now, I know he's making money off the field, and there's upwards of $40 million to $50 million being made in those dollars. But is it really the smartest move for Shohei to defer that amount of money? Is it setting a precedent for players coming forward that you can defer money and push it out, and teams and fan bases are going to want players to do this? Not every player in the MLB can make $40 to $50 million a year off the field. There probably isn't any, maybe a few. I think someone pointed out that Bryce Harper makes $5 million annually. So I don't know if this is the best deal for Shohei. Obviously, he's going to be able to be fine. He'll be able to live. Everyone was like, I wish I had those problems. Of course, everyone wants those problems. But the beauty of it is we get to break this thing down because it's such a unique situation. So hats off to the Dodgers, hats off to Shohei for getting creative with this contract. I think that, we'll look back at the butterfly effect of this contract for years to come. We'll have another 20 years to talk about this contract. So what do you guys think about it? I would love to get your guys' take. Obviously, I think the Dodgers are the ultimate winner in this deal. They're going to get the revenue bump. They're going to get to bring in the Japanese audience. They don't have to pay out those dollars. Now, I'm wondering who gets to keep the interest on that. I'm assuming the Dodgers have to put the money into some type of escrow account to make sure they have it. Like the NFL has a funding rule where the owners have to fund guaranteed dollars. I wonder who gets to keep the interest, or does the money just sit there and not accrue anything? So that would be interesting as that comes out. Next up, the NFL is announcing tomorrow that they will be playing a game in Brazil in 2024. The Arena of the Corinthians will be hosting that game. I love it. Brazil is one of the biggest audiences, like we said before. JC Treader so eloquently put it. NFL players make 48.23% of every dollar that is made. Look at the Shohei effect. If we can grow our game in places like South America and Europe, it's going to help grow our game, grow our dollars, and grow the amount of money that trickles down into the salary cap. So players, I really encourage you guys to look at the business of football, because when you're mad that you're traveling to Brazil to play a game, just remember those dollars will come back around and will go into your pockets. It'll be interesting to see the actual dollars that go into that game, how much is going to be raised through television deals, through sponsorships, and growing the game in that aspect. Now, I know from going down and playing in games in Europe and going to Mexico, teams are on the utmost caution when it comes to security and things of that nature. So I don't know how that plays a part in this whole Brazil dilemma, but we will see. It is great to grow the game. I'm excited for that game. I'd love to get down to Brazil and check that one out. Now, when it comes to interactions with the fans and talking about things of that nature, this show is where it's at. I saw recently that Jordan Mailata of the Philadelphia Eagles was yelled at by a fan today and said, "Hey, you need to stop doing the damn Christmas caroling and start learning to pass protect." Now, I will say this, Jordan Mailata, one of the best stories in the NFL since he came into the league, massive human being, has been able to learn the game from scratch. I think he was a rugby player before and came over and learned how to play offensive line. Shout out to the Eagles offensive line coach, Jeff Stoutland. His son's a big real estate entrepreneur. He is unbelievable. Shout out to you guys. Great family. Coach Stoutland brought me in for a visit way back when at Syracuse University. They were able to get the most out of Mailata, and he's been playing unbelievable football, one of the best left tackles in the league. Now, as I know, my family listens to the Christmas carols from the Eagles offensive line. I think the Eagles GM got in on the mix this year, Howie, and did a dreidel song. And it's amazing. The whole city rallies behind it. And my siblings are all listening to the album. So hats off to you guys, Kelsey, Lane Johnson. Jordan Mailata may have the best voice on the line. He maybe could be a professional singer if he wasn't playing football. All of a sudden you lose 2 games though, and everyone's like, "Hey, hold on, timeout. We lost the game. We lost to the Cowboys." You can't have fun. You can't live a normal life. You can't do anything but focus on the playbook. And that's the beauty of it. The fans have that right if teams are losing to voice their opinions. Now, do I think that is right? No, I do not. I think players have lives outside of work, just like every person out there. When they leave their 9-to-5 job or insert hours, they go home and they decompress, they turn off, they do something else. Players have other lives. I cannot stress that enough. We appreciate all the support of the fans. That's what makes the game great. The Eagles player knows this comes with the territory, so they have to be able to battle that fight with the fans. If you're not winning, they're going to get mad at you for other things. Just part of what comes with the business. Maybe this goes back to my fan Uber rating, where we can rate the fans, and if you go below a certain rating, you have some kind of repercussions. But keep fighting the good fight, Jordan. It's not always easy playing in the NFL, but just remember 48.23%, brother. You just keep cashing those checks. Speaking of cashing checks, we're going to jump into the NIL world for a second and Marvin Harrison Jr. A little salty that Marvin Harrison Jr. didn't come to Syracuse. His father was a great Pro Football Hall of Famer. Syracuse, great College Football Hall of Fame as well. He's a consensus top 3 pick, probably the best player in the draft this year if he declares for the draft. Reports are coming out that he's going to get an NIL deal worth upwards of the same amount of money, which would be $25 to $30 million as a first round draft grade. $30 million for 1 year of college football. Who is cutting that check for the Ohio State Buckeyes? Obviously, the business that the Buckeyes bring. I saw a report today that they're the most watched team in college football. They realize having a good team brings dollars into that community. So I'm wondering if they're going around to a bunch of the businesses in Columbus trying to raise those dollars. But in my opinion, the juice is not worth the squeeze. We have chance of injury. We have chance of fall off in production, perhaps. And maybe he slips in the draft, maybe 10 spots. Those are real dollars. As a top 5 pick right now, you're looking at a $20 to $25 million contract, fully guaranteed. You're going to make a few $1 million off the field. You get to the second contract faster, and you start becoming a professional in your sport. There is so much up in the air about NIL and the wild, wild west that it is. What if there is a congressional ruling within the next year that changes things? I recommend, Marvin, to get out while you can. Go make your money in the NFL. You had an amazing run in college, but let's get back to being a professional athlete. I think that is what would be in your best interest. But we'll see. I don't know the NIL space as much. We're going to hopefully get someone on that can explain it a little bit better to us. But that is an absurd amount of money to be thrown around for 1 year of football. Next, obviously every week we have something on the officials. This week we are talking about the most infamous play of the week, the Kadarius Toney offsides penalty and Patrick Mahomes' reaction. And there's just so much to unpack. So obviously, let's start out with the play itself. I'm watching the game live. We played on Monday night, so I was able to watch the game. I see the Chiefs, they're battling all game. They come down to have a chance to go win the game. Patrick Mahomes throws it to Kelsey, typical play across the middle. And all of a sudden, Kelsey's about to get tackled, turns around and throws a perfect spiral to Kadarius Toney, runs in for a touchdown. One of the craziest plays I've ever seen on a football field. I'm dropping my, jaw, hands in the air, celebrating. I'm not even a Chiefs fan, but to see a play like that is spectacular. All of a sudden, there's a flag on the play. They go back and they show Kadarius Toney. He was a foot offsides, clearly offsides. It sucked the air out of the stadium. The next 2 plays were 2 incomplete passes. Buffalo Bills win the game. After the plays happened, Patrick Mahomes went after the referee saying, well, how can you call an offensive offsides in a moment like that? Now, the way I look at it is when you look back at the replay, he clearly was offsides, but every time I've gone out and got to play wide receiver in, walkthroughs or just joking around, it is hard to be able to tell where you're at exactly on the ball. For that reason, all wide receivers check with the official, the lines judge, to make sure they're good. Now, in replays that we've seen since, Kadarius Toney has looked over. He does make some type of motion to the ref. I guess the ref didn't see it, and he threw the penalty. Now, he was offsides. This is my biggest piece of advice for all my athletes out there, and really it goes to anyone in general. When it comes to the referees, love them up. Treat them with respect. Know their name. Ask them how they're doing. Talk about the night. Talk about the game. If you get them on your side, plays like that will never get called on you. They're humans. They're biased. We've talked about this before, about making them full-time eventually. But as of right now, they're just like you and me, just like Jordan Mailata and the Philadelphia Eagles. We're all just human beings. If you go out there, I know a lot of times guys have some negative back and forth with the officials, and that never ends up well. I've seen guys get ejected over it. I've seen guys get fines over it. I've probably gotten away with many holdings in my career because I'm always nice and respectful to the officials. It's crazy how being polite goes a long way. And seeing Patrick Mahomes go after the official, I think that was more just frustration of how the season has gone for the Chiefs. They've lost every game by such a close margin. They are such a good team. They're used to winning. They're having drops. They're having penalties, uncharacteristic Kansas City Chiefs moments. But I think we got robbed of an all-time football play. I hope that play is still on, the highlight reels for years to come. It reminds me of how Larry Fitzgerald used to practice, and I'm sure Travis Kelce does the same thing. Every time in practice, Larry Fitzgerald would catch it, and he would always throw the ball around to other receivers. And it just made it like a backyard football vibe, and that's really what that game and that play looked like, which was incredible to see. So hopefully that gets squared away going forward. You hate to see the plays like that get caught off the board. And obviously seeing Patrick Mahomes, a star of the league, that frustrated, the NFL now has to take notice. You can't avoid guys like Patrick Mahomes and when he gets mad like that. The last thing I'm going to touch on today is the health and safety component. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Hayden Hurst, a tight end for the Carolina Panthers, had a concussion against the Bears a few weeks ago, and he says he doesn't remember 4 hours after the game. He said it is not a career-ending injury, but it was a scary moment for him. Hayden, obviously, we're wishing you the best here from the Network Show, and myself, a player that's dealt with some concussions throughout his career. It is not something to be taken lightly. There are some protocols out there that you can follow. Hyperbaric chambers are one of them, and there's other IVs and certain things that you can do that can help with it. If you have any questions or anything like that, and if anyone out there is dealing with any of these things, feel free to reach out to our DMs. It is truly the health for wealth narrative here. Hayden's playing a game and he says he wants to come back and play, and he's trying to get back onto the field. It's just crazy to see that a scary injury like that doesn't deter someone from playing. You look at Tua last year and what he went through down in Miami, players time and time again. This is why it is so important to keep as many dollars in your pocket as possible, because you are putting your livelihood, you're putting your life, you're putting your health on the line to play this game. Let's make sure we take care of the dollar ends of it. And that's why I'm so adamant on harping saving your taxes, investing your money wisely, trying to find ways for athletes to be successful off the field, because you never know how something like a post-traumatic amnesia from a concussion will impact you now and later on in life. We have no idea. So good luck to you, Hayden. Obviously, it's a scary story. We hope you're doing well in recovery. All right, that's it for the what's happening this week. Let's jump into a couple shout outs. We had one from a few weeks ago that I wanted to touch on. It is Mick Denning, and he says, Justin, digging your new channel. I'm stationed in Korea. Thank you for your service, Mick, and enjoy any Giants content I can get. You mentioned fines this week, and I'm curious for your thoughts on whether you think this plays into the business side of the league. Recognizing the NFL has always been a business, recent decisions made by the league's front office seem more and more geared towards maximizing revenue and reducing expenses. So he gives a little case in point here and how fines are collected and then they're donated through the Professional Athlete Foundation and they can be written off. So the write-off actually goes towards the player that is donating the money. The league doesn't get the write-off. But I get what you're saying. Are we potentially finding more to offset some dollars? It's millions of dollars that have been fined. That one, and like you said, he's got an MBA, you had the business background, Navy, like all those things. It's an unbelievable scenario to think about. I would hope the NFL wasn't trying to dive into players' pockets, but that's why we have a collective bargaining agreement. That is why we have our union that is there to protect us. I'm sure at some point these fines are going to get talked about. It would be a crazy scenario, though, if the NFL was trying to make money back from players. They were just egregiously fining them. That would be a whole new level of business for the NFL. I hope that is not true. So more to be said on that. I don't have any inside information. So we actually did a ticket giveaway as well, and Corey Hopkins won our ticket giveaway last week. I sent out a tweet. He commented. We got him 2 tickets to the Giants game. He drove down from Syracuse. Shout out to my Syracuse Orange. Our new head coach, Fran Brown. We got a couple 4-stars this week. Let's go. Proud alumni. Corey drove down from Syracuse. He came to the game. He had an unbelievable time. It was his friend's first game. So thank you, Corey. I appreciate you making the trip and hope you enjoyed the victory. Now, like I told you, we have some game ball winners we have to give out. We only had 14 comments last week, and all you had to do was comment on the video. It is not that hard. And you would have got a signed game ball, net worth game ball by me. You had a 1 in 14 chance. I've been hiding little Easter eggs in all these episodes to see who's listening. And if you are, you can win stuff like signed footballs, signed jerseys, signed t-shirts. The list goes on and on. So we'll continue to do that. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're listening. You have a chance to win. Here is our 2 winners. So we have Waller Fenton, 9142, won a game ball. His comment was, hey, Justin, another great show. JC was a fantastic choice for a guest. His knowledge of player issues and everything that makes the union work for players was great. You continue to up your game on and off the field. Congrats on hitting 100 subscribers. Go Big Blue. Obviously a Giants fan. We appreciate that, Waller. Next up is Bill Hartnett. He's commenting on a bunch of different things. That was a long one, talking about the previous episode with JC. Made it to the end. See you next week. Obviously, Bill paid the dues, put in the time, listened to the episode, and he's going to get rewarded with the game ball. So Waller Fenton 9142 and Bill _Hartnett. DM us on X or Instagram. We'll get you guys the information and we'll get you guys those signed balls. Next up, we had the Pugney Badger of the Week. And I would be remiss if I didn't stay within the family and give out the Pughney Badger, to Tommy Devito's agent. Now, he has been the most electrifying person for Monday Night Football. They showed him on TV more than they showed Taylor Swift in a Chiefs game. He's kissing Tommy DeVito's dad. He is winning inductions into the Italian Hall of Fame a few weeks ago. He is the perfect Pughney Badger of the week. We look forward to meeting him in person. My agent today said Sean's a great guy. He's a great agent. He's been around for a while. Always does a great job. But it couldn't be any better. Tommy DeVito and family, which leads me into Monday Night Football and Tommy DeVito, and it's just carrying over. The DeVito fever is real. Tommy Cutlets is real. 400 family members at the game. Monday Night Football having an amazing game, leading us to victory in a 2-minute drive. The list goes on and on and on. This kid is having a rise like I have only seen once before, maybe twice before in my life. Obviously, we had that Jeremy Lin sanity way back when. Odell Beckham, early 2014. We're not on the Odell Beckham level yet. That was a rise to fame that was international and unlike anything I think we'll ever see again. That was truly, truly incredible. But Tommy has taken on this cult following of every Italian and every Giants fan in North Jersey. It couldn't be a better story to see a guy who started out at Syracuse, transferred to Illinois, got his chance, played well, undrafted, now being able to go out on Monday Night Football and win a game. Truly, truly impressive. Now, it's a team game. Our defense played lights out. Our defense is the reason we won that game. They made timely turnovers. Our special teams played great. What I love about this team is how we play complementary football. And people talk about it all the time. The offense isn't just going up and down the field and putting points on the board at a crazy clip, because we're not doing that. Our defense is making unbelievable plays at the perfect times. Our special teams is playing field position, and we're winning games as a team. I love playing for this team. I love playing for this organization. I love what we did last night. Everyone's counting us out. I know a few years ago, the Eagles coined the term hungry dogs run faster, but teams that have nothing to lose and are underdogs in every game, you can come out swinging with no repercussions, and that's how we're playing right now. So happy to be a part of it, happy to play my part, obviously continue to play better and better every week. But the team is gelling. The team is feeling good. The team has confidence. And we're going into New Orleans next week, a hostile environment, one of the best atmospheres to play in, one of the worst stadiums standard-wise. Like, I'm sure we're going to have to use trash cans as hot tubs when we get there. But, the Saints have one of the best fan bases, one of the best teams always. It's going to be a fun one. My brother's coming, so I'll be able to see my family while I'm there. They got a great team. They have players across the board, but it's going to be a battle. I know we're going to go in there and just play one down at a time, one play at a time, one series at a time, and look up at the end of the day and see what the score is and come away with another victory. So looking forward to getting down there. It's going to be an amazing atmosphere. All we got to do is go 1-0. Our chances were probably 0.0001% a couple weeks ago. Beat the Commanders, beat the Patriots, beat the Packers on Monday Night Football, and now we got a chance to go beat the Cheifs. We are right in this thing. And as Saquon said, we're still in this motherfucker.
We in this, to be honest. I'm going to keep it real.
Let's go. And with that, I thank you guys for another episode. Thank you to continue to like, subscribe, and do all the things I ask. It has been, it doesn't go unnoticed. I'll say that. Remember to be kind. Remember, fans, be kind to your team. Team, remember to be kind to the fans. Let's keep this ecosystem going. I appreciate you guys. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.
I'm really him, don't believe me, come and see me. Got 3 wishes from my genie, now I'm on your local TV. Y'all on tour, got scheming, say she wanna come and see me. When I'm in a local city, I'm like, pause though, please step aside so they can see me. And I walk up in this like, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, I'm really him, on God. Walk up in this like, yeah, I'm really him.